The deep thing which has gone into me those days in 76, I choose a career as a camera person.
I'll have some waters.
Thank you. Let me finish. You go to the same building to get a picture of yours and you are working there. And whenever I used to go to Republic Day Parade, this reminds me, sitting there. And now I am doing a coverage in front of the camera, Prime Minister. The whole MG Road was blocked. And I was so happy that to be in the convoy's front car and people are all waving like this. Those days there were no jeeps, there was no drones, there used to be crane. So I was expert in that crane. So big, mostly about 10-12 kgs, standing on your shoulder. Even then you had to be a straight lifter rather than a camera person. Cameraman has to be very courageous. He had to stand. Reporters will never have guts to do even that. Only a camera person. As per the protocol, president is supposed to do a handshake only with the presidents of other country, not even with prime minister.
There's a photo of yours.
Yes, there's a photograph of me and then shaking hand with me. Keep your mind open. Be alert and be honest to your profession and yourself. The role of the journalist, they have to play with the words. Touch wood. I haven't taken a single paisa from any coverages still, from the public, though they used to come and give me. I said, thanks, my company is giving me well. I'm proud to say that. And I'm living very happy, blissful life because there is no guilt in me. Not VVIP, VIP darshan. Before joining CNN, IBN, Rajdeep Sardesai had categorically said, boss, you are not the boss. For the reporters, you are not the boss. You are also a worker like them. See, they can screw the life. If they want, they'll give you a life also. Reporters, so-called reporters, I don't want to name them. They were apprehended to carry on the light box. So cameraman is just a coolie. Many times they'll never listen to you. When we say come and stand here, they'll be looking somewhere else. We won't listen to them. They say that shoot this, and I said, why to shoot this? What is there in it? They want something. Once I was traveling with Prime Minister of India, then Narasimha Rao, and then one fellow Jat type, typical Haryani, he comes. Arey camera driver. He called me like this only. Hey camera driver, idhar aao. The whole Tirupati was blocked. He was from ANI. We three went there. We stood in front of Balaji. It's like the big cameras too now. Camera person, many if you have seen like airport crashes, any hadsa, it's all done by amateur videos. It's not a professional camera person. Only a foolish fellow I got that Ayodhya visual. Like many things I got it in my life. A lot of local camera persons were thinking on me, isna se ishtidane, kullukidane, kurrigidane, yen martane ivan nammundre. They didn't know that I am a Kannadiga. Cameraman should know to put his leg into her shoes and the reporter should put her leg into my shoes. Then was coming behind me was Prasanna.
Okay.
I hope that Prasanna remembers still.
Star News.
Star News. He was working for Star News. Truth is what cameraman has seen. The only two things which I have not done is, one is underground photography. The other one is a blue film. The adult movies which are in like web series like nowadays, which I have not shot any blue film so far.
So almost 40 years of experience in broadcast journalism, especially as a camera person.
41.
Yeah. So how did it all start and how you started your career in...
Well, I was always interested in photography because my dad was taking some pictures. So he had a still camera called Zeiss Icon those days. Then he used to take my pictures. From when camera was there, then I started taking pictures in that. One of my aunt, she been to Kathmandu. While coming from Nepal, she gifted me one camera. It was a plastic camera like Agfa Asoli those days. Then that had 16 pictures, like 2B had 12 pictures in one camera. Some cameras had 16 in that 120 film roll. So I used to take that picture. In 1976 itself, I had taken a group picture of my schoolmates.
So almost 41 years of
Yes.
oral experience. Are you tired now?
Certainly retired, but not tired.
So what are you doing now?
Really enjoying my life. Like I'm enjoying a very good one-to-one TT with Abu. Thanks for inviting me here.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's a great journey. Well, my day starts from 4:30 in the morning, and I cook for my son. And my daughter is married. And after finishing cooking, so then I go for my yoga practice. After coming from my yoga practice, I freshen up myself and eat the food. It is a brunch. Sometimes it may be lunch or even breakfast. It's a combination. Then I go for a little rest, and then I do a lot of social media networking, and then I sit and do some inner practices for me. And again, I go for evening yoga session to assist my master on his Zoom classes, because it's still the media changing, but that blood, that live, that camera, it's still there in my body.
So you said your inspiration was your aunt because she gifted you a camera.
Yes.
From this. How the journey started? Like,
Yeah, the journey really started like I did my cinema after I got the camera. I joined the National High School. There we had a club called Photography Club. In that photography club, it was 20 rupees those days in 1977.
it's a big amount.
It's a big amount. Then I had to pull up all my savings, coin by coin, coin by coin. So my grandfather used to give me very few money. So whatever I used to get from sabjis and then the bread, 1 rupee or 50 paisa, I used to collect them. So from that, I had paid for my club. And there I had exposure of developing the black and white film, getting how to do a printing, black and white printing in a dark room. And I had developed a rapport with my master called Mr. P.V. Venkatnarayan. He was teaching us mathematics and he was the in charge for photography club. He blindly gave the camera, take some pictures. And I see like there were other 10-15 people who were in that club, but no one got opportunity to get pictures clicked. And he trusted blindly to get the school function, and I became a school photographer. Any function used to happen, then he used to tell me in the morning, hope you're not going home early. Okay, you have to cover that function now. Camera is ready. Those days like outdoor only. It was because we didn't have a flash, good flash. Then because it had some issues like charging battery, that lead acid.
Everything was manual.
Everything was a manual one. Absolutely was a manual one. And we had to roll it like this. It was rolly camera. So it used to give in one frame, one reel, 12 exposures were there. Then I used to do that. And we had to finish that only. Otherwise, I have to keep that roll for another function to another 6 pictures. It would be too late. So we used to finish that and develop the same day. And the next day after the negatives were dried, I used to print them even. After printing, I used to go and say, show sir, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಭಾಳ ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿ ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆಯಾ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಜರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ, ಫೋಕಸ್ಸು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬೇಕು, ಸಾಕು, ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ, ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನೀನು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ, ಕ್ಲೋಸಪ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ, ಮಿಡ್ ಶಾಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ, ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ, ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿನಗೆ.
Then why did you do cinematography course?
Like after going to my college like PU, I had one subject left over.
Okay.
PU. So I thought, why should I leave one subject for ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಓವರ್ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಇದೆಯಲ್ವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮನೇಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆವಾಗ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಪ್ ಇತ್ತು ಒಂದು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಒಂದಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾತ ಜೊತೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಎ ಪೇಪರ್ ಕಾಲ್, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಜನವರಿ ಸಂಜೆ ವಾಣಿ ಆರ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ತಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಓದಿದ್ದೆ, ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಕಣ್ಣು ಬಹಳ ಚುರುಕು ಅಂತ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರಿಶಂಕರ್ದು ಒಂದು ರೈಟಪ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಅವರು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಜೊತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಓದಿದ್ದೆ ಆವಾಗ. ಈ ಥರ ಸಿನಿಮಾಟೋಗ್ರಾಫರು, ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಕೋರ್ಸು ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಲೆ ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಆವಾಗ SJP ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಈ ಥರ SJP ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಓದಬೇಕು. ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರು ಇದ್ದಾರಪ್ಪ, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಇನ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಒಬ್ಬಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ RV ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟುಡಿಯೋ ಇತ್ತು. ಇಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಶ್ವಥ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರು ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲದ ಹೊತ್ತು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೇಕೊಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತ, ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಬಾಪ ಸೇರ್ಕೊ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ದೆನ್ ಐ ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಿನಿಮಾಟೋಗ್ರಫಿ.
Was it easy to convince your father? Because personally, when I wanted to pursue my journalism, my parents were against it because parenting like journalism, what will you do? How was it? Was it easy for you to convince your father?
It was very easy, very easy. He always gave me a good liberty, and moreover, I was with my grandparents.
Okay.
I was living with my grandparents. They didn't know what I'm doing, in fact, and they were not asking me what I'm doing. So basically, I wanted to go to some course in the morning, come back in the evening, to show them that I am busy. I'm studying something.
So this diploma course, COPOF, was for how many
The
years?
diploma in cinematography in SJ Polytechnic, it is for 3 years.
3 years. So once you completed, what happened after? How did you get
Yes,
a job?
for that, then
Did you have campus recruitment at that time?
really, I'll just explain the very beauty thing. At that time, there was no campus recruitments. There were only people who were taking cinematographers legally because they wanted a certificate. Like any government institution, they need a certificate. So we were approved from long back. Either it should be ISRO. ISRO were taking a lot of people, HAL, HMT for the photography departments. And then the other people who were recruiting cinematographers were institutions like education and FD, Films Division, and Doordarshan. They were the only people, and then Kannadiga Information Department. They were the only people who were recruiting. So why I want to say this is exactly like after finishing my cinematography, Mr. Ravindra was a cinematographer with Information Department, Karnataka. So the KFDC, it's a Film Development Corporation. He was working, and he was shooting a movie with Nagavarna. So I wanted to see the taste of it, how it goes. So then I requested him, sir, nandu cinematography agbitide ivaga, this cinematography is over. Then I would like to learn something. Then you said one film is getting lost. You want to assist me? You just assist. You can come, be intern with that project. Then I went as an intern. We were shooting near Hassan. There's a river water, and this was financed none. I think I should say this. I should reveal this. Our Kumaraswamy, then he was not much active in that politics. Devagowda ji was in politics, and then that's how he sponsored this movie. He was a producer in the back end. That's how I was working as an intern. Though I couldn't put much hands on the camera. Yes, every day I used to see the real assistant people. They were putting the reels, like the raw stock, which we call raw stock. So, but I did handle, I just saw the frame, how they are doing, what they are doing. I was there in the field. I learned a lot of lighting, but I knew how the movie is being really shot, how the actors act, what director is conveying to the camera person, Ravindra, and then what he was looking from me. I used to just assist with him. That's it.
So once you completed your cinematography course, how did you get appointed? Where did you start working first place?
My first appointment was done in Doordarshan, and we got through a very nice process because at that time they had announced for 150 people. But of course, for that 150 people, there were only 50 people who were qualified to apply because they were
qualified now.
Qualified, they had to complete diploma in cinematography. That was the basic criteria. There were only 15 people from my batch, another 10 people for my seniors. They had come. The other remaining people had come from Adyar Film Institute. And none of the Bombay, that FTI people, they never come for Doordarshan. Very rarely they come. Very rarely they take government jobs because all the film people, the film technologists called from Pune FTII, they always go for industry because which is very near to them. So they get good break. So that's how I joined Doordarshan.
So once you joined Doordarshan, how it started? Were you under training or you just started with stories? Because since
in Doordarshan, in fact, to be very frank, when we learned cinematography, we have our experience in films, like putting 16 mm, 35 mm. We had practical training in it, but exposure through video was very less. We didn't have time also, and that time our syllabus were not matching towards videography. But videography we learned from our seniors during our education tour. They showed us what cassette is, how we do news coverages, and how studio operations were done. After joining only, we grasped it within no time. Because we knew how to pan, we knew the sense of compositions, we knew the sense of exposure. All those things were whether in film also it's the same thing, essence is there. But only the medium is changing, that is video. So in that video also, there used to be a camera person. It was one fellow who used to carry the videotape recorder, which we call as Umatic. Cassette used to be this big, and that used to be for 20 minutes. In studio, there were cameras were there. So we didn't knew, because we were not exposed for what studio is. We knew like films we have seen how the studios work. There were sets, camera is there, director will for action and cut, and artists perform. Whereas in live coverage of Doordarshan, you had to be silent yourself. Then the news presenter is there. She will read the news, and you have to adjust the camera from 2 shot to single shot. You have to do. So for that, you have to learn. Practice that. In the beginning, dun, 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 dancing. But of course, within 3 or 4 times, we all learned the knack of that. And then the seniors were helping how to do that. So in the beginning, they never used to give the cameras, that main camera. The only standard camera which is there, you operate that. The other camera was like 3 cameras for news setup. 1 camera was given for graphics. Those days there was no electronic graphics. It used to be in like which the name is there. Like if the name is Abu, then there used to be black card written Abu there down. If there's Umesh, if I am Umesh, then it has to be like in that black card, it used to be written Umesh. Then we used to compose that. They used to mix that in the key. And that camera used to get a signal as a red light. It is on. So be steady. And in the before, producer will say, okay, camera 3 coming to you, stand by, alert, you are on air now. Like that, there is to be command.
I think even it happens even today.
Even today also. But today what happens is like that queue systems and all, that earphone is given to the anchor itself. And there is no floor manager to cue them. A camera person, sometimes they say, look at this camera. And in fact, cameraman only will do camera work and then floor manager work also sometimes.
So how was the media field during your days? Like,
oh my God. It was fantastic. In fact, in those days, studios are also, the moment we used to go to studios, everyone used to respect the artists who came for music program. They do pranams to the camera only, and then to the stage. And they all used to look as a demigods. And they used to come in the ears and say, please make me look beautiful, like that. And if you go for coverages, because basically we were shooting like news coverages. So obviously a lot of any inaugurations, any happenings, all government sponsored, like government things used to be there. At that time, minister used to wait for Doordarshan to come. Those days there was no mobile phone. There is no communication. There is no telex was there, only in offices. But only mode of communication was police department wireless. Somehow they used to get that information like while going on the way. We used to tell police people like, यार थोड़ा सा walkie talkie में बता देना, so साहब इंतजार करें, हम लोग stuck हो गए इधर. So they used to convey there, and then the time we go, and ministers were sitting silently in one room. The moment the Doordarshan cameras came, they used to ask us, आपको चाय वाय पी लो, sir पहले cutting वटिंग का काम करते फिर बाद में देखा जाएगा. And then after the function, after we cover, we were really taken care of. Everywhere we were taken care of as a big respect. And then they used to give us gift also. Going. Sometimes the gifts lasted like 3 or 4 items like bags, some t-shirts, some utilitarian types those days. And of course, cash was not given. That was different issue.
So you're giving your own experience, what you have witnessed. How do you see today the kind of respect when you and your friends, like, when you started,
Yes.
kind of respect you have?
Yes.
Now you see today, what's the difference you feel? You somewhere feel hurt?
Rather than feeling hurt, I should accept the situation as they are. Now, because if the one coverage is there, if one VIP is there will be 40 camera persons there. They are all fighting among themselves for a better vantage position. So how does the respect come? For them, they will come and give a back and they go off. That's
the job of a camera person. Because when I'm assigned,
Yes.
my job is to get the perfect shot.
Perfect shot, yes.
So
Absolutely. If the same thing could be done little organized way, like going and putting in cameras in one, the more the distance is, the convergence become less.
it's because of the breaking news concept. Normally,
In that breaking, everyone is getting braked. Everyone is getting break. Your mentality, your ideas, your reporters, the sound, the fellow who's a VIP giving statements, everything is get broken only. Nothing is getting joined. So what's the use?
Okay, going back to the thing, what kind of stories you covered the most, and what was the more interesting?
Like in Doordarshan, I did many interesting assignments. Like one was Ayodhya.
Okay. So could you just tell us detail what?
Yes, like Ayodhya. The other one, Mandal Commission reports, those days for reservation, which was happening, big tamasha and big galata in Delhi. And the other one, like Rajiv Gandhi's assassin, after Rajiv Gandhi's assassination, his body was brought to Delhi and it was kept, and I was there right there in his front of his mortal remains. I was there. So in Ayodhya, what happened was Home Ministry wanted some coverages to be done. Though
At that time, maybe in Delhi.
I was in Delhi, though Lucknow Doordarshan was near. Yes, they had come there. They also had come, but I had to come with a reporter from Delhi. So we went to Lucknow by special flight. Special flight it was. We came there. Then early morning, a little late night, I think we started from Lucknow and reached Faizabad. In those times, like it was not much rush was, but somehow we went to the location, directly we went easily. Afterwards, we came to know there were a lot of people who were they were struck, they couldn't reach the location. And like the moment I went to that main action area, Babri, where that mosque, the disputed structure which you call, in the disputed structure, lot of top police ranking officials. It was in December, cold, like it was cold. Then it was early morning, 7 o'clock or something. Then I went there with my reporter, and it was I was using beta camera those days, so I was not having assistant, so I had to manage tripod, camera, and then batteries, tapes. Recorder. It was a camcorder only. It was like a big camcorder. So then I went there. Then I did my preliminary coverage, like every structure. Not demolition in the beginning. So establishing shots. After I took that establishing shots of this mosque, and people were coming in. Some students were coming, and protection area. What are the protection? There was a big barricade, like 15-20 feet high, with a barbed wire. The whole area was barbed, like a zoo type. Then some mobs started coming in. You know, top police brass was there. If they could have completed if they wanted. Then the mob came in. They started coming inside. They went in. There was a huge influx of mob. I think no one could do anything there. So they climbed through that barbed wire. They broke that barbed wire. And in the meantime, like I started covering even that. At one point of time, you know, the cameraman's eyes, intuitiveness, it's very difficult, and it is different how he sees things and what to cover. Parallel things are happening in his mind always. If you're shooting there, in one eye, the other eye should be open like this. Like this, watching up. Maybe even if he's gifted with one more eye in the head back, he will look at what is happening behind also. He can see that. So intuitively, you will see a lot of things. At one point of time, like I was covering, people went and then they started climbing on the structure. And some tamasha was happening. Some sounds were coming in my left side. And when I turned my camera, when I turned my head, one foreign reporter, she had a lot of blood. She was running from there.
Okay.
Then I saw something crazy. And another fellow was there, reporter, some Angrez types. He was given some blast and his cameras were snatched. And then one fellow came to me with a big block of 8K brick. Then he said, "Tumko maar dunga main yahan se bhagega tumhe." Something what he saw in me, I don't know. And I ran from there.
Okay.
And took a shelter nearby called Sita Ki Rasoi. It was a huge building. I took a shelter there. By the time evening, it was...
Where was the report at that time?
Reporter, I don't know. I haven't seen him for 2 days. I don't know where he left. Where he is there. He's there. No reporter, nothing. And a lot of interesting things happened only later actually.
Okay.
After that, then how to get back to Lucknow? I don't know where the car is. Where is the reporter? Where should I go? And I was in a fear that if I take the camera like this, someone will snatch. Something will. I had precious footage. Then after coming down, the Sita Kira, the old like Haveli types was there. Then while coming down it was almost like evening, dusk time. There was some buffaloes climbing bar types. Then I thought I keep the camera down, no one is here. Went there and I found a bori, sack,
Okay.
sack, which was having bosa. Then I removed the bosa, cleaned it up and put the camera inside and took like this.
Okay.
After passing from the structure, I took few blocks also.
How did you manage? Okay. Okay.
ETA also I took. It's there still with me. Of the disputed structure. I took that ETA, put that with the camera inside, and then while coming off, one fellow was waving from the top, sir, 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 sir. I was looking like this. Who is it? Sir, मैं हूँ ड्राइवर आपके साथ आया था. अरे सुबह याद नहीं यार, तुम शक्ल भी पता नहीं तुमको, मुझे आपको पीछे से देख रहा था, पीछे बैठा था, पता नहीं चला. थैंक यू. मेरा रिपोर्टर को देखा, सब तो देखा ही नहीं है उसको. Then I met one police officer. Then I said, sir, this is what happened. He said, straight away go to Doordarshan right now. They're all waiting for your footage.
Okay.
Somehow he got the message. He conveyed that. Then I hid the camera, went to Lucknow, and from there I telecasted that. Those days it used a microwave link. There was no OB-WAN. There's OB-WAN, that was a different issue. There's a microwave link. I went to the engineering center, tech center. From there I played my footage to Delhi. And they said, sir, then I talked to my bosses that I don't know where my reporter is. What should I do then? तुम एक काम करो, शाम का ट्रेन पकड़ लो, आ जाओ.
Okay.
Then I went to the Doordarshan director, said, I want some dropping to be done to the railway station. This is what has happened. Don't worry, just go now. Enough. You're done enough work now. And the other side, that action was happening. Like public meetings, instigations, all those were happening. And then after coming to Delhi, 1 or 2 days, I saw the reporter there. Then I said, where were you? I said, Arey mat pucho yaar. He told, just mat pucho, that's all. I never asked him where he was, what to. And then Doordarshan was making a program on people, all journalists who were beaten up. So that was my first experience towards the camera, like that. And I had to share my experiences. Like many people were beaten, but I was touched, inshallah. How I came, how something grace, it is only grace.
Were you afraid, like, when the mob was trying to attack you, like what was going in your mind?
In my mind, I said, on the one side, I want to take the footage. The other side, you have to escape. It was two things, conflict. First, you had to pacify that crowd there. You had to do some drama. You had to get away from that place immediately. Then you see what is happening. You take a vantage position and start shooting. I did little shoot, that's all. Later on, someone I thought this not a good thing to do right now. I have to take care of myself and the equipment. I stopped recording that.
How was the response from the office? Because you got an exclusive footage. It was played.
In fact, after coming to office, they said, Home Minister, we can't play this.
Okay.
Because very sensitive.
Okay.
It's very sensitive. We can't play it now. Somehow that cassette was accessed by many other people. So Newstrike was the first people to access that, and then they used it in their video magazine.
So did they give you courtesy or something like that?
Yes.
They did?
From the sources. I didn't want to discuss because I was in like not to be quoted.
Okay.
Quote unquote. If at all, if there is any footage of Ayodhya people climbing with their flags waved, it is my footage exclusively. Shot by a Kannadiga.
Okay.
Only camera person who did this. There were many other camera persons doing on the other side, but not on the side of the action.
What was going in your mind when recently the verdict came about Babri? Did you go back to your flash days?
Yes. Little emotional also. But something could be done with love and affection from everywhere. We call ourselves to be evolutionary. We are supposed to, human beings are so, we can solve all kinds of things, but small things could not be done by anyone.
So how do you see this, the overall, the work of a camera person has been changed drastically from where you started. Now you see the technology.
And the other one, like I want to just narrate that during Mandal Commission, in one of the agitations, it was right near the Parliament House. The students had gathered in hundreds. So if you've seen that Parliament, there's a Parliament Street and then the gate starts, and if you're left you go, it used to be IFAX Hall something, and the right side is Rail Bhavan, and the press club is also there. There they had put the barricades. The other side, police were there. So towards the police side, I was standing. I was the only camera person there, not even still photographers. Though there were PJ and you and I quite nearby, hardly 100 meters. Only Doordarshan was there. And
That's the privilege of Doordarshan, you know.
absolutely, somehow access, and we used to go there. And I was there right in forefront action area, and the reporter was there because sometimes many coverages are sent without a reporter. Only cameraman will go and report, story will come later, and they will file the story, they will edit, they'll do the news coverage. Engineer was there carrying another camera called high band recorder, because in Doordarshan we had only beta cam, and then the other one was high band for low end coverage, because we had only few camcorders only for VVIP and exclusive cameras. The exclusive events we used to take bigger cameras, and then regularly Janta coverages we used to take this one camera, and the other one was a recorder with engineer operates that with the mic. So police wanted to get away from the students. It was they were about to do anything those days. They did that. They said one police officer who was deputed said, "Lathi charge." Before lathi charge, he said tear gas. And then first time I have seen what tear gas is in my life. They started throwing the tear gas shells. One miscreant student, he took that tear gas and then he threw on the other side. And you don't believe, it just fall in front of me like this.
Okay.
So I was covering. Twing, camera goes with that gas, yellow color. It falls in front of me, and I also goes a lot of tears. Then I while running back, my engineer fell down.
Okay.
Yes, there was a footpath there. So somehow we got up. So police people helped us. So they gave me water and hanky, and then we climbed up. And then I rushed to Doordarshan as usual. I said some breaking footage I got. So everyone was curious to see what is happening. Whole Doordarshan who was there, everyone came to me. Just saw the footage. My God, kya footage mila hai, sir? And again, Sarkari edit starts there. We can't show this.
Do you feel hurt somewhere, like, your hard work,
Yeah, that is true. At that time, I used to feel very sorry. I feel very sorry now. Earlier, at that moment. After gaining some experience slowly, only statement from Bhagavad Gita, I can quote that. I read after that, after many years, now I realized that there's a very beautiful shloka of Sri Krishna. Karmanye va adhikarasche ma phaleshu kadachana. You have the rights of action, but not the fruits of action. So I started applying that when I started my journey in CNN IBN. Ever since, my conflicts have become less. But I know, yes, you have to do your action. You have to do your action. Many times after joining CNN IBN, like one day we heard that there was a bomb has blasted near that ITC Gardenia. Even you must be knowing.
Yes.
We got the news. It was in the morning at 9 o'clock. We got the news at 9:30. Almost I had come to office at that time. Reporter was Abir was there. He had just come. So even car drivers were not there at that time. And OB and staff, they had not come. Then I said, yeah, what to do? Abir, why are you worrying? Come with me, let's go. I had my signature monopod those days. I took the camera. I said, we will take the
Bike.
live view also. And how will we go? My bike is here, man. My scooter is there. Eterno, let's sit and go. We went. I think did I carry live view or not? At that time, live view had not come actually.
Which year? This is 2000.
I don't remember. It was almost somewhere around 8, 9 only. Yeah. So live had not really come. So we had to call office, say Deepa Balkrishnan like that. This we got exclusive footage. No media is having. Immediately see that OB van is coming to our position. Then OB people were very smart. They came. running. Then we were the only fellow shot that. I did Abir's live walkthrough, and these visuals which I was doing through were played. And all channels were like asking, "Give me that footage. Give me that footage."
That's very important, sir, because some places I miss out, some places
Absolutely, we always had a good understandings. We always do that. Same thing happened to our now present deputy CM DKC. While his house was that raids were ED raids were happening. You remember? I think you were also on duty there.
Yes.
Everyone. Next day morning we were there for 2 days or something. More than 2 days. At one day, early morning, my shift started. I came very early, so I was just staying there. The moment I come, I do all my preliminary check. Alert, put the camera on, and just be alert. Just be there, no, like this. See what's happening, what drama is happening. And other camera person, they all went for tea. There, some reporters had not come. Some other channel people were not there only. And within no time, ED people started wrapping up. They all went. I didn't indicate to anyone. I started getting those visuals. Within no time, TKC comes there. And I said, Wabi people, boss, Delhi ko batao fatafat quickly. I'm shooting this now. And engineers was very smart. He did that news coverage like live kar do isko dekhenge dekha jayega jo hota hai. They did live without a reporter at that time. And DKC comes there, and then he gives the statement, and then he goes, and then I'll thank you all guys. ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಹಿಡ್ದಿಂದ ನೀವು ನಾಯಿ ಥರ ಕಾಯ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾಯಿ ಥರ ಕಾಯ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. I still remember those words, what he was saying, and that's it. So I had a record. Many people wanted that record because a lot of people had missed it, because people who comes by that time, they have to put the cassette, they have to put the camera, mic. By that time, everything time over. Cameraman andre sumane alla alli. It's not like you can't. It has to be razor sharp, like a bullet.
Because television is all about visuals.
All about visuals. If you are there, you had to get it. If you don't get it, gone case. So I got it. So that was another flag. How a cameraman has to be sharp. You have to be alert. Your eyes, not only two eyes, your internal eyes has to be open. Intuitiveness will work here.
So how did the work of Camerapersons change over the years? Because you started for production, technology, everything was
Yes.
there.
Yes. Like in Doordarshan, we had the big cameras, so big, mostly about 10-12 kgs, standing on your shoulder. Then you had to be a straight lifter rather than a camera person, and weight carrier, luggage, coolie wala, camera coolie. I will narrate a very good incident here. When Chaudhry Devilal was a deputy prime minister, he used to go to Haryana often because it was near, and then he was from that Wellington Crescent used to be there behind the Rashtrapati Bhavan. I used to go there for his beats there. Then they said one day, you have to go with the deputy prime minister. And then deputy prime minister going to Haryana, we go by chopper. And then in that chopper, hardly 4 people can sit on deputy prime minister and maybe his PS or one close officer, and rest of Doordarshan people we used to go. After coming, we landed. He meets a lot of people, their problem, and they do some sanman for him. While doing the sanman, I did all the coverage, and I was sitting in that charpa or chaupal, which they call that congregation. And then one fellow Jat type, typical Haryani, he comes. Are camera driver. He called me like this only. Hey, camera driver, idhar aao. So then he knew what cameraman was. I was feeling. It was so hilarious that he called me camera driver. Arey bhai, aata hu. Then I went there, and he was given that pagdi and that cash and all to deputy prime minister. I covered that, and after, arey bhai sahab, hame bura mat maana, mujhe pata nahi tha. He asked that. He was very innocent. Arey koi baat nahi, dhanyawad aapke liye. And then we did that. And the other very good was like once I was traveling with Prime Minister of India, then Narasimha Rao. Then we were supposed to go to high seas of Bombay to do the naval cover the naval exercises. After reaching Bombay Airport, Chhatrapati Shivaji Airport, then I was first boss, our Prime Minister, he came down, and then next I was supposed to come like after a few minutes I had to come down and take my vehicle. By that time, one secretary he comes and says, "Boss, you enjoy today. There's no work for you." Okay. Sir, what is that? How can I come only for this? Relax, Umesh, relax. वहाँ पे VIP लॉन्च है, जहाँ पे जाके खूब मस्ती मारना. Already एक टीम उधर है INS विक्रांत में. So boss will go there, then he'll do that. The other very good incident I wanted to say is like Tirupati incident. I had traveled from Delhi to, it was a tour, Anantapur, Tirupati, maybe Hindupur also. It was a tour. So after coming with Narasimha Rao from after a long time, I am coming to Bangalore. I felt very emotional that day, and the whole MG road was blocked. And I was so happy that to be in the convoy's front car, and people are all waving like this. And then after the Bangalore coverage, and there was a coverage called Narasimhaya. H. Narasimha, you must have heard that he was a vice chancellor. Yeah. He was a vice chancellor of Bangalore University, and he was from our college. He was a principal of our college, National College, and then he was supposed to get some award, something, for the Hindu Dordo, Doddo award. They gave that award to him. And then when I came to the VIP lounge, I thought he was sitting. Then I met him. Sorry, how come you are here? Then he told me that I'm getting award. They are going to call me anytime I'll go there. Then I touched his feet and they said, I miss you, I'm your student. I felt very emotional. After this, then I took the coverage. I sent the cassette to Delhi through our local bureau. I got very good visuals. And then went to Tirupati. In the Tirupati, what happened? People long for darshan,
Yeah.
Like going in queue for that puja, this puja, pay so much money. The whole Tirupati was blocked. Not even a single dog could go in. And not even a single Atma, no, not even anyone was there out there. And after reaching Tirupati, there was one more private secretary. His name, I was just out of my mind. Then he said, "We'd like to have darshan." I said, "Yes, put the camera there," and went to darshan.
Okay.
While going to not VVIP, VIP darshan. In that also, while Narasimha Rao came much earlier than us, and then he was given that Veda Ghosh, some Sanskrit hymns were said, and he said, he said that this is only a private coverage, not to be covered.
Okay.
Oh, what is blessings, man? This is beautiful. Then he said, let's go and have darshan in the meantime. We went to the main idol, Garbhagriha, which we call, and no security, nothing, because all the security were with Prime Minister, and any priest was there in front of the idol. None. It was blank, zero. Me and his name was Prasad, press secretary. And we both went, and another cameraman called Yogesh or someone was there. He was from ANI. We three went there. We stood in front of Balaji. No pushings, none. In the Garbhagriha, only 3 people. We were standing there for more than half an hour. And then after 30-40 minutes, one SPG guy comes saying that now you have to come out. Then I started coming out. You don't need to come out means, अरे तुम थोड़ा पीछे है, उसके लिए जगह इतना काफी है. You can stand there. And then Prime Minister came, and then he was going. Aarti was done to Balaji, and he was given Aarti. And after he went, we also took Aarti. We went. Same thing happened. Repeat next day early morning also. Okay. So this kind of VVIP privileges, I will tell you, even if you are A or another A, the top business people, anyone, even CMs, any VIPs, even they also don't get this kind of privilege, because during rush hour only, they will just block the queue. They will clear that place for a few minutes or half an hour, 40 minutes. They will get the darshan in a neat way, and they will go off, and things happen normally. For Prime Minister Narasimha Rao and this Umesh, wow, what a feeling. I still rejoice. Ever since it was 92, ever since I have not gone to Tirupati, because I do shave every day, no? And the blessings are still there with me. Grace is there. So like...
Shave head every day, why? Because you don't have hair, or you love...
Yeah, I have still this much.
Okay.
This much. I want to be clean. It's easier to maintain. So one maintenance a day in the morning, Whole day you're free. You don't need to look at mirror. Your time is lessened. You are clean. If right now there was rain while coming, so rainproof, no, the water just goes off, so you don't need makeup or anything.
So how do you see the changes now? Because
Yeah, changes like the big cameras to now. This is the power now. Earlier there used to be camera persons. Now today, all are camera persons today.
this is
Farm
this
Janta has
is-
become a camera now.
you feel it's good or bad?
See, it all depends how you taste it, how you take it. How you take it. Now everyone, for me, it's good. Everyone becomes a camera person. It becomes easier. Life is easier. Now you don't need to wait for others to do it, no? You do it yourself. Now you know the reality. Even if you miss one good shot, they know the value of what you have missed it.
But holding a professional camera, being
Yes.
a professional camera
Yes.
person, rather than like a common person holding a phone, it's a big difference.
Makes difference. Of course, your job is that.
Yeah.
It's your job. You are there for that. But for a camera person, many, if you have seen like airport crashes, any hadsa, it's all done by amateur video. It's not a professional camera person. Only a foolish fellow got that Ayodhya visual. Like many things, I got it in my life. Like once I was covering in Srinagar during that Rubia Said kidnapped. She was Home Minister's daughter was kidnapped and she was released for ransom. And that so-called fellow, whatever it is, they branded him. He is a Mujahideen, whatever it is. He comes to Lal Chowk in Srinagar. And I had taken a very good vantage position. Somehow my camera was there under mob. He takes his gun, he signs his victory through gunshot, tak, 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 in a pistol. And I was the only fellow to go get that. I was working for the private agency those times for news track. See that transition, like how sometimes you get things.
So how was the cost of living at your time, sir? Because salary-wise and
Oh yes, in the beginning in Doordarshan it was very less. Like we could get to cut types, no? The itna salary aaya, you have to live in that. So
how many years have you worked in Doordarshan?
well, I started from 84 to 94, 93, I think. Because I got transferred to Chandigarh. I didn't want to get transferred, and I didn't have any jack. And by that time, did establish myself as a freelancer also, and I didn't want my children to get disturbed for their education. They were all well in the good schools, so I never looked back then. Then I never attended Doordarshan. Then I started freelancing.
So you resigned Doordarshan?
I never resigned also.
Then?
It was absent.
Okay. You never got a call from office?
They had sent many times. So as usual, government know what they have to do. They have done it.
Okay.
So I never I don't have any regrets.
But do you think it's wrong, right? Being a professional, you need to inform them and say like, no.
I said that right now I'm not joining.
Okay.
I used to send letters. I'm not joining right now. My kids are studying that. This I used to say and then kept abeyance. I didn't want to join. I didn't want to go to another places because there was their own way of treating people. Though I was not a senior, someone else was supposed to go.
Okay. From Doordarshan, you worked news track. From news track, then where did you go?
News track also, I was working as a freelancer. I used to work for a lot of game shows those days.
Freelancer those days, how do you used to have your own camera or like I used to hire, right?
Like in freelancer, and we never, a lot of camera person didn't have cameras. There were camera agencies were there, rental companies, and I was expert in the crane operations for the multi-cameras. Multi-camera setups those days were very unique. A lot of people in the industry, they were not able to do multi-cameras. Whereas I was I had worked in Doordarshan, I knew what the multi-camera techniques were there. So you had to have certain skills of a multi-camera. So I knew that. So I was very good at even that. And that occasion, one game shows, there's one main camera which it was a crane. I had never operated crane. I never sat on the crane actually. And then I learned that within few hours, I learned that how to maneuver the camera on the crane. And before that, many people had tried on the crane for a game show in between, because you need to be allowed when to give a long show, when to do other works, when it is free, and how to go up and how to come down during breaks of the program. So I knew that how to operate that very well. With the crane boys, I had made a rapport. I used to give them indication while holding the camera like this. Like means up. Like this means down. The camera used to come down. So I was operating and my dates were booked much in advance for 50 days before only. All the programs. Those days there were no jeeps, there was no drones, there used to be crane. So I was expert in that crane. And I had a chance to a grand event hosted by government of India those days, like happened for Azadi Ka Mahotsav types, no? The 50 years of Indian Independence Day.
So how did it feel working behind the camera when the reporter was in front of the camera?
Oh, many times they'll never listen to you. When we say come and stand here, they'll be looking somewhere else sometimes. And very few people are disciplined. They know how to stand wherever the camera person has said. It is first to manage them and then manage your technicalities and live situations. It's a synergy.
How was your bonding with reporters?
Yes, bonding the reporters, the fights will be there. Sometimes they won't listen. Sometimes like we won't listen to them. We say they say that shoot this, and I said why to shoot this? What is there in it? They want something else, but they should explain me the story, no? Before that, they should.
Because what's wrong in you taking some extra shots?
It's always the but I know how much exactly it goes on air. It's my experience. If there's any lacuna in that edit table in the story, then you should tell me that you have missed this shot. And many times it has happened to from reporters and me, like Viking in a story, they will be somewhere else trying to do something else. In the meantime, they'll be looking for where I am. Some people, some reporters, Deepa used to work with, Abir was there, many junior reporters were there. And they knew this fellow will go somewhere else, he'll not quit, sit silently. He knows according to story, he will get the footage. By that time, even 1 hour or by waving you are at here, I used to come to that location immediately. So I had a very good rapport with that. Like I still remember, like a lot of new reporters who all joined together in CNN IBN, they never hesitated to lift the tripod, equipment. There were some counterparts in CNBC, the reporters, so-called reporters, I don't want to name them, they were apprehended to carry on the light box. So cameraman is just a coolie. No, I said, okay, then I said, driver, no, let's not take the camera. So lights. And then I said to her, like, oh, carry the lights. No, we don't require it. Then, okay, finally, we have a battery light. We'll do that. After going to the location inside the 5-star hotel, then there's a need for the light. Then she calls the she goes and she gets the lights. Then I said, it's a teamwork. You do it. Even during my meeting before joining CNN IBN, Rajdeep Sardesai had categorically said, boss, you are not the boss. For the reporters, you are not the boss. You are also a worker like them. See, they can screw the live. If they want, they'll give you a life also. It's all that how you train you as a team. Like I remember when I came to Bangalore, the OB people were never putting the cable even. In fact, they said cameramen used to do that because the CNBC was there. Those days CNBC means one interview or one bite or sitting question and answer. They had lots of time. Then a cameraman, Jaira, the way should the OB people do it. So he used to carry the OB cable also. And when that Nirbhaya murder thing, rape case which happened, and then I wanted to go and get the cable. The reporter said, why are you going and getting the cable? Yes, Priyanjana was there at that time. These people are not giving me the cable. I have to carry myself. No, let's sort that issue a little later. Right now, I'll ask them to do it. We'll have a meet and then about that we'll do. We start doing coverages. Then I was doing the coverage. Then evening, they were all against me, all the OB crews. Boss, we never did in our lifetime. Boss, we have to change according to the time, man. If I start doing taking the cable from the OB van to this, then I miss out. I'm the camera person. If you want, I can help you if I'm free. But you have to do your job. So by that, I had to build a rapport with everyone. You have to do that.
So what's your message to the reporters and the camera person? How a bonding of a camera person and a reporter should?
Well, only one thing, cameraman should know to put his leg into her shoes and the reporter should put her leg into my shoes. When you understand together, that's it. And once you said, when the reporter says anything like this is the story, then you have to imagine in your eyes what you can do and develop that, and you start covering for that. Apply your mind. Yes, I also asked the reporter if anything I have shouted so much, if there is anything specific from you want to do, let me know. I might have missed out. Then, yes, have you covered this, that's it, then let's go.
End of the day, television news is a teamwork. You agree?
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
everyone plays a very important role.
Everyone.
Your camera person, your reporter, your
Driver,
editor,
including a driver,
exactly.
including a traffic cop sometimes. If you stops in one position, then you have to walk all the way from that. Then you have to request him, sir, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಾರಿ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್, ಬೇಗ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. Everyone counts here. There's no you are big or anyone. Driver has to do his role, camera person has to do his role, live engineer has to do his role, reporter has to do his role. When everything combined together, a nice bisi bele baat will be there at the end of the day.
Or even biryani also.
Biryani also. Then you taste it very nicely.
So what is the one most moment you feel very proud of your career?
I felt one very proud when I came from Delhi to Bangalore. Lot of local camera persons were thinking on me, ಇಷ್ಟನ ಇಷ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಕುಳ್ಳಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಕರ್ರಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇವನು ನಮ್ಮಂದ್ರೆ. They didn't knew that I am a Kannadiga.
Okay.
Then I had to say them after some time, ಹುಟ್ಟಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕಣ್ರೋ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕಣೋ ಇದ್ದೇವನು. Then they started giving respect. And what happened was like, I am almost like always like uncle types to everyone. One day we had put all the cameras in the in the Vidhan Saudha conference hall, big conference hall. Then those days I remember yaro nakkaila ಯಾವ CM exactly ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ, how many CMs had happened in that quick. And one day they said like no CM is doing the press conference from his room only. And that was a challenge at time, how fast you take your camera and then camera and tripod and your mic and run to the other car from the south end to the north end, the other side. And only fellow I could compete and then was coming behind me was Prasanna.
Okay.
I hope that Prasanna remembers still.
Star News.
Star News. He was working for Star News. And then he said, "Yen sir hinge ಓಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು?" Oh, I was a sprinter in my school days, man. I got that skill. And the other very beautiful thing also happened once. When Dharam Singh was chief minister, there was a joint session addressed by the governor. The first assembly, like a budget session or any winter session will happen. That session will be addressed by the governor of Karnataka in the beginning. For that, there will be a big ceremony in front of the forecourt of the Vidhan Saudha. And one day this forecourt grand steps are there, and behind that, towards that Vikas Saudha, our cameramen will be put in that corner because there is no space there. So we had put everyone, and in that corner, our governor was yet to come, and then all the ministers and then CM, cabinet secretary, everyone was there. They had just come about that. They knew that in another 5-6 minutes, a governor will come and they will take him inside. Then I said, all this still photographs, ನನ್ನ ಮಗನ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ, they were all cribbing. I didn't know what happened to me. Even I didn't get a good picture by that time. Of course, as a video person, we know when governor comes through the car, we get a nice video. And then he also shakes hands, he gives him the flower bouquet, and then he welcomes, he takes him inside. We get, as a video journalist, we get a good vantage. Whereas still photographer, they all need different pictures. And then I said, what to do? Something clicked me inside, And then I said, I just waved it, put my hand, CM sir, I shouted. And Dharam Singh, without hesitating, he just turned his body towards the camera person. He just waved like this. Everyone was taking. Though even we couldn't use that picture as a videographer because our stories are quite different. No, ours is motion. But when I saw the pictures coming in newspapers the next day, I felt such a joyful moment. And few photographers did congratulate me. Hey, Ninda, we got a very good pictures because of you, man. You shouted. Where did you get the courage from? Why? Because cameraman has to be very courageous. He had to stand. And if sometimes if anything has to be done to be VIP during to look this side or that side, reporters will never have guts to do even that. Only a camera person has it direct.
Especially when it comes to protest, like, they block our cameras. We need to fight them and like
everywhere.
it is.
So there are only two people who listen to the camera. One is wife, and VIPs are the only people who listen to the camera person. Because they know what's the power of the camera person.
So, if you had a chance, would you go back to the same profession again?
Not really.
Why?
Because I have tested everything.
Okay.
Let others do. Let others do. But using this as a background of the camera person and this experience, there are many things to do in my life. I can use them. I want to do a nice classics cookery show. I want to do a classic cookery show now.
You're too much fond of food.
Of course. I've been with the food.
Because many have complained, like, whenever, the best places like in across Karnataka where you get veg, especially. Because every time you go for a shoot, you post some pictures.
Yes, obviously. See, this is saying whether you are alive because of food or food is taking over you. So there is a saying like you live to eat food or having food you are living. For me, it's both. I'm a big taster because during my career also, I used to explore a lot of good food and had a fascination towards food. And being born in a Vaishya family, you are pampered with food. And then I had gone to many restaurants like look everywhere because in the morning, like early morning, you can't expect everything like to be served on your breakfast table. And sometimes you don't know where you're going, where your coverages are, and you have to go off timings. So on the way, I used to explore so many small idli places, small canteens, and I used to eat and carry even for my colleagues.
So, what advice would you want to give to the young camera persons today?
Well, I don't have any advisors, do this way, do or not. Keep your mind open. Be alert and be honest to your profession and yourself. Be honest and be path of dharma, which we call. Touch wood. I haven't taken a single paisa from any coverages still from the public, though they used to come and give me. I said, thanks, my company is giving me well. I'm proud to say that. And I'm living very happy, blissful life because there is no guilt in me. When you sleep in the night, at one go, you should be off. That should be like you breathe, you enjoy your day. You enjoy your day. Abu, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why there are so plenty of camera? You've been doing this podcast for some time.
Yeah.
And honestly tell me why you chose me for this podcast. There are many senior camera person before me. Many people have done good works. Many people have achieved very good laurels. They have been awarded.
Because one reason why I said, because as you mentioned about you covered your Ayodhya. One more thing that really made me fascinated. Another one is I've seen you because when I've seen, in fact, I've
Yes, we have done
like,
that.
so I mean, you were kind of an inspiration for a few, like, being at this young age, like, you were with monopod.
Yeah, I was the first person to use.
And we used to have a problem lifting the camera. You just used to lift the monopod and use it at top angle shot, like, and every that was, I mean, keeping all those things, and many recommended, like, to interview you. And so basically, when I do interviews, I interact with some of my journalist friends, and they recommended, and they said, like, I was doing all the while I was doing only reporters, like, all my series. The first episode I did with the photojournalist, Banu, then all journalists, like, who were broadcast journalists. So I started because I come from a visual background, because my passion was,
I appreciate that.
my passion was cameras, been there, and I feel I'm a visual man because I imagine visuals.
I'm very thankful for you.
Thanks for this for coming. So I know this might sound very funny. What should younger generations learn from you seniors I would not say older, I would say senior, because we have seen the world. Like, we have seen how technology has changed.
See, like when I started my career, it used to be films those days. Whenever I used to go to movie theaters, I used to wait for that films division news coverage. The 5-minute news thing, no? With that nice music. Dun, 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 cricket coverage, some Indira Gandhi moving around these tribals, inaugurating something. I always used to fascinate. I wanted to share one more thing here. When I was in school, see, do you believe in this mind programming?
Like,
This is called subconscious, conscious, mind, and how it affects you also.
yes.
Do you believe in that? At least if not in depth.
It has happened.
It will happen to everyone.
Yes.
But only thing is we are not aware of it.
Yes.
We are not aware of it. I will tell you a very good story. Like when I was in 7th standard, we were taken to, they announced for excursion, North India tour in the school days. I was in 7th standard. And then I opted, it was 300 rupees those days for an entire 20-day tour. And we used to travel in one bogie. Food was served there. And our headmaster, Mr. G.S. Sharma from SSVM, Sri Saraswati Vidya Mandir, he himself was a camera person. He had pilot Borax camera, and he used to do that when we went to Dehradun, Mussoorie. He lifted the camera and he was shooting all the mountainscapes those days. And it was very interesting. I was from long distance, I used to watch him, what he is doing, how he's putting the camera, what he's watching it. I didn't have guts to ask him like those days. And in that moment, we came to Delhi. And in Delhi, he said, we are going to see the Republic Day parade. And it was Silver Jubilee Republic Day those days, 25th Republic Day of India, 25th one. And then it was cold. I was wearing knickers. Madam Gandhi was the Prime Minister. And President would be V.V. Giri. I don't exactly remember that time. And forecourt, there is a flag was hoisted, and right opposite, we were sitting down on the carpet. There was no security check as such. There might be entry points, and we sat there for 4 hours. We sat there, as a school students, we sat there. I saw the big guns going. March is going on. Madam Gandhi is there. Prime Minister was there. My God, what a feeling, And after next day, we went to Madam Gandhi's house to get a picture. We were all sitting together, and then she comes in her pathway. It was Safdarjung 1. I still remember that place. She came, and then she stood behind us, and we were taken a very good picture, group picture. And then she went. To collect that picture, I had come to Doordarshan building. It was R&D radio, because there used to be a photo division there. There you will get the copies which were taken in President House, Prime Minister House. There we got the copies of the picture which I had taken. And see the life moments, how it happens. The deep thing which has gone into me those days in 76, I choose a career as a camera person.
One have some waters.
Thank you. Let me finish. And you go to the same building to get a picture of yours, and you are working there. And whenever I used to go to Republic Day parade, this reminds me, sitting there. And now I am doing a coverage in front of the camera, Prime Minister. And sitting in, sometimes duties happen, various camera positions to handle. Senior camera person used to do in front, and I used to be on the ramps there and in other places. What a wow feeling, man. Who will get this opportunity in life? Who will get this opportunity? Tirupati,
VVIP flights.
Rubbing the shoulders there. And one point when Shankar Dayal Sharma was a President of India, maybe one Republic Day or his birthday, he wishes everyone. After that wishing, then lastly we will wish all camera person, photographer. We have a photo opportunity also with him, like shake hand, do whatever it is, Vijay Pranam. As per the protocol, President is supposed to do a handshake only with the presidents of other country, not even with Prime Minister.
There's a photo of yours?
Yes, there's a photograph of me and then shaking hand with me. And some photographer, I don't know, he gave me a copy also. I still have that. It's a prized possession for me. Then lot of people said, अरे तुमको हाथ कैसे मिला दिया उसने? भाई मैंने हाथ बढ़ा दिया, उन्होंने मिला दिया. And for that you need guts, huh?
True.
And for that guts, this should be clear. And this should be clear. You should not have anything in the back or the front. What will happen? What not it happen? Don't worry about the consequences. What they will do? Nothing. Then do it.
So one thing, why you got emotional, sir?
See, Gary, the emotional is nothing but the tears might not be like sometimes. Oh, you know, I thought tears. These are the tears of joy. When you go back to that memory, you trigger something which is there inside. You feel so happy, and it's a joyful tears. Very happy to have them, and let it come. Let's not suppress it.
So how do you like to be remembered as a camera person?
Just as a nice Umesh, that's it. I'd like to be remembered as Umesh. He always stood for something, always he did. That's it. If he has done it, it's over. Over. Never looks back.
So one question I have. I mean, your entire 41 years of career,
Yes.
in especially in camera, you have covered sports, you have covered everything, interviews, aerial shots, like each and every
Underground also I've done.
on water. What is,
Underground.
yeah,
Yeah.
what is remaining now?
There is a disciplinary in among photography always, like nature photography, documentary camera person, news
You've done
camera
everything.
person, feature camera person. I'm just coming for the benefit of the viewer. So there are many photography aspects, like even in news. If you are not a camera person, they might be expert in news. I know a fellow, Mr. Maher Rao. He's a yes camera person who has done from Madam Gandhi's days. I still, for us, like he's like a role model types. And then like he was one of the best news cameramen. He's still alive, and he's doing a very good leading, fantastic life in Delhi. And then like news coverage, features, documentaries, many things are there. For a cameraman, you should know all aspects, you know. So there are only two things which I have not done. Is one is underground photography. The other one is a blue film, the adult movies which are in like web series like nowadays, which I have not shot any blue film so far. Like shadis I have done, even professionally shadis I have done. No? Like a lot of senior camera persons of Delhi, we were chosen for industrialist wedding.
Are you serious? You want to get in do?
Yes, I need to have experience. I'm a human being here. I want to do at least one scene or even one 10-15 minute see how I can react to it or respond to it. What the technologies we can offer.
What's the message for the reporters and camera persons? Because you have been there for almost like many years.
I still remember, please don't be like Jagmohan Basina. Be yourself. Be with the camera person always. Open your eyes and be there. Understand what cameraman is. Tell him if you have any other problem and do your job also. Be in harmony. Understand each other. Well, that's it.
How important do you see a camera person being a multitasking person?
Cameraman has to be a multitasking fellow, absolutely. Even something goes wrong, he should know how to open the screwdriver, fit it, and if he emergencies, you should know how to drive a car. In emergencies, I have proved myself. I have done like auto rickshaw. I have done. I have used my vehicle. I drove cars. So you need to know everything now. You have to update yourself. Of course, now things are becoming very easier. Now the advent of mobile phones, lives have become very easier. And I don't know what the next generation would happen. Almost these films are already gone. The medium of film is not there, and you have all digital medium now. Though it's a big cameras, high resolution, but you should know all stuff as a camera person, and you will be a better human being. If you're a cameraman, you are a better human being, because ultimately the evolution from the camera person or anything evolved from yourself. Cameraman has an added advantage, because I'll say anything you do, anything you shoot, because of your experience, and you are the first hand viewer yourself, and then you're shooting. Even the editor plays his mixes and matches. Reporter in the studio or even the anchor, they play around. Even the close reporter, which she is there, she or he is there, they play the story according to their way. But truth is what cameraman has seen. The scene is the truth, the object and the subject, the subject and the object and the subject. The truth is the truth. Only cameraman has an opportunity to see the truth in front of the camera. No others cannot see.
Then what about the role of a journalist?
The role of the journalist, they have to play with the words. They have a big role. They have a wonderful role. They have to be non-judgmental. And why things have happened, they should narrate pros, cons, and leave the question to the viewer. What best you can understand to yourself. And don't say that this is only correct, that is only correct. No, you don't have any right. Even I don't have any right to say to my children, do this or do that. You have brought up. Tell them which is good for you. Give them liberty. Let them all think for themselves. Make them the great thinkers. Let everyone be a good thinker so that your buddhi goes up. Today we are all in hands of someone else. Everything dictates us. Your life. You are on somebody's motive. So in English or Hindi they call you Katputla. We have become robots. Be an independent human being. That's it. The journey is to explore yourself.
What is journalism according to you? 31 years of experience, you have seen a lot of changes in your life.
Definitely. Anything which I've seen or shot, everything is prone to the change. They have changed a lot. The change, what you have shot, the story which you have shot yesterday, the same subject may be tomorrow interpretation will be different. The results will be different. Outlook will be different. So what is that real constant then? What is that constant then? I think we all have to explore that. There's only one constant. There's only one truth. There's only one reality that we need to focus on. Just don't do your drama. Yes, I'll ask you, Abu, one question. Who was the first reporter of the universe? For the universe, you take history or even mythology, who were the first reporters? Can I tell you? Can I share? There were many reporters of the world who spread the message of love and compassion. Jalaluddin Rumi, maybe Purandara Dasa, and Narada was one of the best anchor person, reporter, because he used to report from his divine to the masses about the truth. What you're living the life of what? So all our saints, all our mystics, all our fakirs, all our Sufis, saints, they were the real reporters of change.
When you watch real news channels, the kind of debates, what goes in your mind?
Abu, I want to answer, here's one critical answer for this one. Well, it was like dated from 2000 when my kids were studying. I went to one of the talks from Swami Sukhabodhananda. Whatever you want to say, tell to your children, if you say, they won't do it. The only thing you can see the change in themselves, you practicing that. So I wanted to see that the first thing, you should never watch television and eat food. Today, everywhere it is there. Everyone does it. And bedrooms, they eat food. But I made a conscious decision to switch off the television and have lunch or dinner together with the family. Same day I started I cut the cable connection at my home since Delhi days. When I came back to Bangalore since 2005, till date, you don't believe I never had a cable connection.
Then how do you update yourself for news? How you used to update yourself?
When I used to shoot myself, that is only updation. When I go to office, I used to get information. That's the news. That's it. Many news I have seen, no? I have seen myself. I know what's the truth and what reporter is saying, what the editors are saying, what the Janta is saying. It's not truth.
You mean to say don't watch news channels?
It's their choice. I never said don't watch it.
But how do you feel today's news reporting? News debates?
Same.
You love it?
I really don't watch television nowadays. I have seen what is happening. Same thing, morning, same thing again and again and again. As a result, your BP get raises, you're getting sugar, your health is not good, and you're talking the same thing. And you want people to be loving, humble, and caring. Until unless you say that the words of love, compassion, like Buddha, how can you expect the society?
Can media change the society?
Definitely, 100%. But our outlook, like whole media and Janta, they want only negativity. It's negativity only which rules in the world. Glamour, which rules. Films, crickets, they want. But truth, no one is bothered. But only thing which can change a human being is to be on the path of truth. Explore truth. We have wonderful masters. India has got so bhandar of that. Even I don't want, yes, you can report such a beautiful, you just need to say so many deaths has happened. Over. Why do you want to show close-up of the people crying? Even till date, Ahmedabad crashed, non-concrete evidence. They are not coming out with truth. Now the blame has shifted to pilots. Same thing is happened to camera person. Camera persons are the people always blamed, You must have seen in your career.
No, I have given it back, sir.
You have given it back.
I've given it back left and right. When I've done a mistake, I accept it.
Yes, definitely.
When there's no mistake, I give them.
Absolutely, we have done it. But what happens is the focus is always like they want to blame someone else. But see the patheticity of how camera person did not being given a good rooms or good tables in the camera person's table is not there even till date in offices. They want everything from the best from the camera person. But status wise, how he is working, how much rest he needs. What about that? So as media has an important role to change the entire society. They can be a change. They can be a movement. So even while doing reporting, like if they are telling about, just need to say like so much death has happened. So see, the death can happen to anyone in any form. And you are not here for permanent. You are not living permanent. The moment you are born, you should know the many things like in ABC of education, you should say the very first thing you are going to die. If you are taught you are going to die, then it shows that you have to live your life.
So what do you say about news channels targeting particular communities?
It has been happening even ever since many years. It used to happen. Every time, everywhere it's happening.
Now?
There's a divide. As many channels are there, so much they'll be doing community, caste, languages, creed. It's bound to happen. Then they will come North India, South India, Bosangudi, Shivaji Nagar, Malleshwaram guys. They'll keep dividing because the faculty of mind is to divide. First of all, for the public, namaskar to you all. Whenever you watch television from that box called, the many doctors called, it's the idiot box. Anything which you see is not the scene. And then if you really remember, what's his name, man? Very great thinker, our Greek thinker, Socrates. He was also asked to do many things in his life. So he states to his students that this is called triple filter test. Anything which had happened, for example, death or some murder, then he asked, you have to ask that question. Have you seen that death by yourself? Okay, if at all, if it has happened, for what use it is? Is it going to benefit you or me? Nothing. Same way, you have to explore many things yourself. What they say, you just listen here, see here, just take out go to toilet, sit there, flush out everything. Before you go to sleep, you flush out. You have to flush out everything, whatever dirty things you are seeing, whatever which keeps you unhappy. Only thinking, ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸತ್ರಂತೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸತ್ರಂತೆ, ಹಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತಂತೆ, ಹಿಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತಂತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗಲಾಟ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಗಲಾಟ. Is it going to enhance your life? No. Your kids' life, your society life? No. So, whatever you have to see, whatever you have seen in the day through television is going to be a big impact. But how to get that out? So, you have to flush out manually before sleeping. Just laugh for 5 minutes, and in that laughter, you sleep. I will tell you the next day is going to be another day fresh and figure. So enjoy the show. See that as a Sakshi Baba. If you're saying that, yes, we can't negate things, what's happening in the society. We have to see them. You are in the society. See them. Just see it. No? Just see. Don't interpret it. Interpretation is the biggest problem today. Everyone has its own way of interpretation because the mind wants to interpret it. The moment you see that as the things they are. The subject will be subject, object will be the object. So you will be happy. The key of life is to be happy.
And what do you have to tell about media trying to differentiate between communities and trying to create hate?
Media always divides things, because they have huge opportunity. There are so many channels. One channel will say this community is better. The other channel will say this community is better. They have better thing. It's already was there. It was already there from long back. Even in Mahabharata was there. Even Krishna was trying to mediate between all these things. Even he couldn't do it properly. Then they had to resort to war. This was been happening even in Ramayana times. Molestation. We talk about molestation. Draupadi was molested in big sabha, where in front of Bhima, the Bhishmacharya, all kings, learned gurus were there. She was molested. No one could do anything. So imagine today in this world, what is going to happen? So I'm talking about a small thing, small incident. Did you ever give that thought? Who helped Draupadi to regain back her dignity? It was only Lord Krishna could do that. Then, what about all that other people who were there? So, can you all be Krishnas then? You can be Krishnas for the change. You can be Muhammad's. You can be Jesus's. Everyone, you have your own capacity. You have your own capacity to become divine. Then only you will be happy.
So, well, Umesh sir, thank you very much for giving your precious time and giving back those old memories. And you also got emotional here. And thank you very much.
See, right now I am experiencing. Thank you, Abu. Thanks for so much for your wonderful opportunity. You have seen so many cameramans, but still you wanted to record Umesh only.
No, there are many.
Of course, in the series you can all bring them. At the same time, see, right, the difference I can show you is emotional means we are talking about emotions.
True.
Many places I have laughed. I have been in euphorias. We never talk about euphorias. Now we have to talk more about euphorias. Happiness state.
True.
So that more happiness will come in. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'll get a selfie from you.